I'm getting this energy of clear cognizance, if I'm saying that correctly. And that's where you just know what you know, right? So that's been the theme that's been replaying in my mind as I've been preparing to do these messages. Knowing that you know, knowing what you know, and knowing that you know. No, I know that I know, and that is enough. I know what I know, and that is sufficient. So you don't have to explain what you know because you just know what you know, right? So before I get before I get into the reading, I'm going to share some channeled messages that I received for you guys. So I had these visions, and these are some of the things that were coming up in the vision. So the first thing is extraterrestrial activity, life from other planets being here present with us on Earth. And some people might have the gift to be able to see them. Some people might be seeing unusual things at this time, unusual activity, making contact with extraterrestrial beings or beings from another place, beings from another world, right? The initials YDC or YTC could be significant at this time. YDC or YTC. I'm hearing, or I've been hearing, the story of fire and ice. If you're in the United States or in Canada, then you know that there's a winter storm passing through currently, and I've been getting this energy of the story of fire and ice. And if you know anything about Game of Thrones, then you know that is the book that show is based off of. So that could be significant. You might be a Game of Thrones fan. I was hearing Dracarys, which is the command that Daenerys gave her dragons when she wanted them to burn something. So that could be significant here. I was hearing separation for unity, and you take that as it applies. It could apply to a relationship. It could apply to something on a bigger scale, like the collective energy, some things that are happening worldwide. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to get too deep into that because I don't want no flags on my channel for any reason. So separation for union, and then unity and peace. I was also hearing that. You could be connecting with birds at this time. You could be seeing a lot of birds. You could be, the bird could be your spirit animal. Birds that I was specifically seeing were peacocks, eagles, and the phoenix. You could see a bird family at this time. There could be a bird nest near your home. You could have a bird feeder where you put seeds in and for it to sit outside of your home to feed birds. You could be a bird watcher. And the bird could just simply be your spirit animal at this time. I was also hearing and seeing death. I was seeing Anubis, which is an Egyptian deity, and I was hearing death doula. So somebody could be a death doula here. I was seeing sock puppets, which was strange, but sock puppets, Sesame Street, and somebody here could be a child actor or a child star, or your children. Someone in your family, somebody close to you could have been a child actor or a child star. I was seeing the plus sign, so you could be receiving something in addition to, like something added to. Maybe you're receiving something and you're receiving an additional supply of something. You got something, not like maybe you got something buy one get one free, or you thought you were getting one amount and you ended up getting double that amount. I was just seeing the plus sign and then addition. So in addition to something, you're getting something else. These numbers could be significant for you. 1122, the number 5, the number 4, the number 2, the number 2 and 11, the number 22. I already said that. The number 44, the Ankh symbol could be significant to you. The originals, as in the original people. You might be finding feathers at this time, and that ties back to that bird being your spirit animal message. Again, I wrote down that affirmation: I know what I know, and what I know is enough. I know what I know, and I trust what I know. I know what I know, and that is sufficient. That's an affirmation that you can repeat to yourself at this time. I feel the energy of the divine feminine very strongly at this time, so you could resonate with that. I was also hearing music dance, movement, and herbal teas. So you might be doing some type of detox at this time, drinking a lot of teas to keep your body warm, to keep your digestion system healthy. Warm water is good for that. So replacing cold water with that, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. I was hearing a lot about Egypt, Kemet, and I also heard Kemetic yoga. And then the last 2 messages that I received, helping the 144,000. Oh, that goes back to that message about that extraterrestrial activity. So I saw an exchange happening between a being from another place and a human. Like there was an exchange. The human was receiving something from the other side. And I also want to make sure that I throw out there that these beings that are present, they can work for the good and they can work for the darkness. So they can work for the light and the dark. It just depends on how that situation is playing out, how the person, if this is pertaining to the person that is having that exchange with the extraterrestrial, it can either be for the good or it can be for the bad. They can be helping them in the light or in the darkness. That's as deep as I'm going to go. I'm going to leave it right there. And then the last thing that I saw was a chalice, like these goblets. So somebody could be having some type of celebration or receiving some type of toast, having some type of toast in honor of some type of celebration. Okay, so now that those channel messages are out of the way, I can go ahead and get to the message. And I asked 3 questions for you guys as it relates to the crown chakra. The first question was for the overall collective energy. I asked, what is the overall collective energy of the crown chakra? And we got the compassion card, the honesty card, and the choice card. So the way I'm seeing this is there needs to be an acceptance of truth. And the acceptance of this truth is determined or led by your free will. You have free will. Maybe I should start there. You have free will, right? You have the free will to make whatever choices you feel are best for your life. And a direction that you could go in with your free will is accepting the truth, walking in transparency, walking in truth, right? Being a person who accepts the truth about themselves and owns that. You have the free will to decide if you would like to walk in your truth or if you would not like to. Honoring your truth is your decision. You have the free will to do that, right? So that's the overall energy of the collective consciousness. It feels like it's a decision of whether or not you want to speak your truth or whether or not you want to be transparent and communicate something. And it also seems like it's a choice of whether or not you want to show up authentically. It's a choice. You're being given the choice to decide how you want to show up, right? You're being given the choice to decide if you want to show up truthfully and authentically and sincere and be transparent about something. And I feel like that is the key to unlocking something for your life, showing up in truth and in transparency, full transparency. That's the key to unlocking something in your life. But again, it's a choice, right? You have, again, back to that affirmation, you have to know what you know and trust what you know. And if this message is for you and you feel like that choice for you at this time is deciding whether or not you should walk in your truth, then you should also know that you aligning with that decision is the key to unlocking something for you, right? And then I asked, what is blocking the activation of your crown chakra at this time? What is the blockage that is keeping you from, in this case, walking in your truth? What is the blockage? And what came up was unbalanced relationships and healing attachment wounds. So you may be attached to some people or attached in some type of way to something that is not balanced. It's like you're giving more than the other person. They're taking, it's in energy of give and take. But instead of it being give and take on their end, they're taking more than they're giving. And you're giving more than you're receiving. And that is the blockage for you. That could be the thing that's keeping you from unlocking whatever this thing is in your future, unlocking that path for you, right? You carrying more than you should be carrying at this time, or you giving more than you should be giving at this time. And the reason that carrying came up was because I see you putting down the load and walking away from it. I see you detaching from the attachment wound. And the attachment could be you giving and giving and giving and not really being on the receiving end, not receiving as much as you should. So in order to clear that blockage, I see you walking away, putting the burden, putting that down, that burden, putting down that heavy load that you've been carrying and walking away from it. Right. And so the next question was, how do I clear the blockage? Well, we already started talking about that. I see you putting down that burden and walking away. And the cards that came up for clearing the blockage were seeking truth. So we got the seek truth card, getting better, and then trusting yourself. And trusting yourself, that card is confirmation to the knowing what you know and trusting what you know. Right? So as you seek truth, I feel like the truth is one of those situations where it's like the truth will set you free. The truth is going to liberate you. The truth is going to be the key to things getting better for you. Accepting the truth. That's the first step, accepting the truth. And once you accept the truth, there's more of an openness or a willingness for you to walk in that truth, for you to be truth. And when I say be truth, I mean embodying the spirit of truth, aligning with what is honest for you and what is honest for your soul. I'm getting this message about you no longer being performative. You no longer showing up and being what people expect you to be, or being what people think you should be, or wearing this facade that does not fit who you are anymore. And I feel like that happens also as you release the attachment wound. The attachment wound is also the attachment wound is also tied to the version of you that you have outgrown, the version of you that you are, the version of you that is calling for you to, okay, so in order to outgrow a past version of yourself, there has to be an acceptance of truth about that old version of you, right? And so when you outgrow a version of yourself, in order to do that, you have to accept the parts of you that no longer resonate, or that you no longer wish to carry into your future. And that could be the attachment wound that you're learning how to heal. The attachment to the old version of you, the attachment to the parts of you that you've outgrown. And accepting your truth allows you to align with the version of you that has accepted this truth. The version of you that trusts yourself no matter what. The version of you that knows that things are getting better, that knows that this is getting better, whatever this is for you, because this could be different for everybody. Okay. And the last question that I asked for you was, how can I activate my crown chakra at this time? And I got two cards that don't necessarily go together, but I'm going to connect them based on what I'm feeling and sensing. So we have practice visualization and depression. So how I'm seeing this is, visualize yourself as the version of you. If you are someone who is living with depression, living through depression, right? Visualize the version of yourself who is not depressed. Visualize the version of yourself who is happy. Visualize the version of yourself who already has everything that they want. Visualize the version of yourself that you wish to become. and feel that energy, embody that energy, hold on to that energy. Okay. Once you visualize it, feel the, it's easier said than done, but a visualization technique, the purpose of it is so that you can embody those emotions that you feel while you're visualizing. And once you embody those emotions, that's the first step in embodying the version of you that you wish to become. So practice visualization and see yourself as the version of yourself that has already overcome whatever it is that you're dealing with at this moment. And then as you practice that, as you continue to do that, you'll look up one day and what you're going through now will just be a distant memory. Okay. That's all I have for you today. I hope that something that I released in this message resonated with you and aligned with you and is helping you to connect with your higher self in a better way and is helping you to activate your crown chakra in a way that is of servitude to you becoming the greatest and best version of yourself. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.